Good afternoon. Last year I promised you that I would show you how to make my picante sauce, or maybe you could call it salsa, whichever, because we have lots of tomatoes right now. And these are the ingredients of what goes in this. I didn't always put garlic. My pastor's wife that we had years ago was one that used to make these. My husband called her Taco Jerry because she could make those tacos. Anyway, get you some fresh tomatoes. This is 5 cups of fresh tomatoes. Get your water boiling, drop them in there for just a few minutes, take them out, let them cool, peel them, core them, and then if you want this chunkier, because I did this in my food processor, you could just squeeze them up in here. And also if you didn't want it this loose, you could drain a little bit of the liquid out. Well, in here is also half of this onion, about this much of a jalapeno that I cut in two, but I left the seeds in, and in my opinion, this is hot. It may not be hot to somebody else. 1 clove of garlic. I've put salt and pepper in here, and it does take quite a bit of salt. This is something that you're gonna make and taste it while you're making it. The only thing I haven't put in here yet, I've chopped up some cilantro, and I did it all in my food processor. The one thing I have not put in here yet is the cumin. And the cumin, in my opinion, is what makes it good. So I'm going to start with a little more than a heaping teaspoon, and I'm going to stir it in. When I first started making this, after she gave me the recipe, I don't know how, but somehow in my mind I got that it was supposed to cook it. And I would put it in a big pan, and I would cook it, not boiling or anything, just heat it up good. But she never did. This is kind of like what you get when you when you go to a Mexican food restaurant and they give you that wonderful, wonderful sauce that they use. I think it could use more. Now you just do this to your taste. This is not, that's well over a tablespoon. The tomatoes are coming in really fast. And now the bugs are here. So we have to really stay on them and make sure that we don't lose them. We'll put some more salt. It seems to take quite a bit of salt, just like a tomato does. Okay, now I'm going to taste it on a chip. Look at that. More salt. And I'll put a little bit more cumin. And that should do us. What I do with this, of course we eat some now, but I put them in, freeze it in jars, just any kind of jar, not a canning jar. I freeze it in jars, and I don't fill the jar up all the way. I just fill it part way up. Leave about a half an inch or so, and freeze it. See, there's a big chunk of tomato. If you like it chunky, use it chunky. If you freeze it in a jar, when you pull it out, then when it thaws out, it's already in a jar. If you put it in a plastic bag, you're going to have to put that in a jar. One of the things I use this for is my chicken spaghetti. Another thing that you could do with this is cook you some rice and then put this in it to make it's called a Spanish rice. And that you can serve it with anything. It doesn't have to be just one thing. But anyway, try this at home if you're getting your tomatoes, and I hope if you have a garden that you are getting tomatoes. And I hope you like it. We love it. We're going to sit down here and have us some.